Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 7 and 8 today. 2 episodes on the same day. That's great, you know that I'm making sessions of binge watching like that now for My Hero Academia. 2 episodes at a time, it's cool. I'm really excited to discover what's gonna happen during these episodes because I have the impression that Overhaul is preparing a big plan with Eri and I have a lot of theories about it, but just before talking about this theories during this intro, fair warning for you guys at home, my mood is a little like that for those of you who know it because I talked about it on my Twitter account. I had an accident with my car with a road deer which really went into my car, like ran into my car, and because of that I have repairs, a lot of repairs to make on my car. I had taxes coming out nowhere, coming also for the end of this year, you know, for December, and I have also all of the Christmas gifts, you know, to buy and stuff like that. So really financially, like that. And also I didn't feel it, you know, during the accident. It was Saturday night and I didn't feel it. I mean, I began to feel it a little during Sunday, but during Monday really I felt it. My back hurts a lot, in fact, and I think that during the shock my muscles went like that into my back, and since yesterday and a little before that, that's it, my back hurts a lot. So it's a fair warning for you to tell you that my mood is not that great and that maybe, you know, if at some point during the episode you are seeing me stretching myself and all, it's for that reason. I'm sorry for you if it's disturbing, all of that, but I think that you can understand. Don't worry, you know, like, it's gonna get better. It's really just the muscles, so in 3 days that's gonna be okay, no worries about that. My mood, like, I don't want to cry or anything like that. I'm just mad at the situation. I'm mad at life, you know, the society, the system in place. I want that road deal, you know, to pay for my car. Like, why do I have to pay for something that you committed? Like, it's more something like that. And yes, the situation is like it is, and it's like that. But it means also that if something bad is happening during this episode, usually, you know me, I'm really emotional, I can cry really easily. Maybe this time it's more gonna be like, maybe I'm gonna get mad at people really easily, I'm gonna insult them or stuff like that. We'll see. Okay, after that fair warning during the intro, let's talk about really my theories and also their theories. Like, during the last episode we had that reunion with all of these heroes discussing about the situation with Overhaul. They concluded, you know, the same thing than me about Eri. Like, maybe Overhaul is using her blood to create that fluid, you know, which can be used to erase the power, the quirk of someone during a certain period of time. Maybe during longer, you know, like, depending on the person. For now we just have that example with, I can't remember his name. Me and the names, like, really. The guy who is transforming himself according to what he eats. That guy, luckily, you know, like, he had his quirk back really quickly, but they said that this fluid is intervening, you know, on the genes, and him, maybe his quirk came back easily and quickly because of his quirk, you know, the fact that his quirk, it's about changing his genes, in fact, you know, with transforming himself into these animals. But maybe for someone else it might be different, like, I keep that in mind. No matter what, they have the same theory than me. Overhaul, using Eri for her blood to erase people's quirk. I have a theory related to that. For me, Overhaul's big plan, you know, the one that is preparing, the one for which he needed a lot of money. Like, for me, the best use of that, it would be to have a lot of heroes reunited at the same place, erasing all of their powers and attacking them to hurt them or to kill them, to really send a message to everyone. See, villains are there, your heroes, they are nothing, they are really useless. Without their quirks, their powers, they are so useless, you're not protected by them. We can erase their powers at any moment when we want, so see, no one is safe. Even the heroes, you know, even people with quirks are not safe. We can erase them just like that. It would be a big message to send to the population. It would be also a big attack to make, to have the villains, you know, shining again, and also to determine who is gonna be the big boss of the villains, and that's what Overhaul he wants. So that's my theory, you know, for his big plan. They have one theory that I don't share, about Eri being really Overhaul's daughter. I don't have that theory, like, I don't know. Okay, he said so in front of Dekku and all, but I don't think so, like, maybe just because I have trouble to think that someone would do that to his own daughter. But really, for me, maybe it's more like a brother and sister relationship. I understand that the fact that they have the same quirk, in fact, could explain a lot of things. I don't know. But see, I'm not at 100% convinced by the fact that he's really her father. Also maybe because for me he's younger than it seems. We'll see. So all of these heroes shared their informations. All of these heroes made a plan together to search for Eri, to save her in a lot of different places in the big towns, you know, of the country. That's a good plan, but for me it can't be enough. Like, for me, for sure they are hiding, like, the fact that it's a Yakuza group which survived during so long, you never managed to have them. Why suddenly you think that you can have them? And clearly they are hiding, they know that you're suspicious about them. I think that it can't be enough, like, they need something else, something more. That, it's great, you have to do it, but it's not enough. And in a way, that's a job, you know, that normal cops, they could do, but you, heroes, you need to think about something else, something more. I don't know what, for now I don't know what. I didn't imagine myself what they could do, truly. Yes! In fact, I imagined what they could do. I have one advice, you know, to give them. Like, I suspect for one of them, one of the teachers, to be a rat working for the villains, I think that it could be great to have someone inside of the League of Villains or of Overhaul's group. I think that we need a spy, you know, inside of the villains, like, to have real information about what they are doing and all. Maybe at some point they're gonna reveal that in fact we already have one, or maybe just we're gonna have one joining them, and I don't know it yet, you know, I didn't watch that part yet. But that would be, you know, my advice into that reunion. If I would have been one of these heroes, I would have been like, hey guys, we need a spy inside, we need to send someone, we need to have direct information from the source. It's not enough, like, just to try to understand what they are doing, it's not enough. We need to have really information. So see, I made theories about the situation, about what is truly happening, what is truly bad and all. I don't forget that all guys that are still at school, you know, right now, the fact that we are really interested about this work studies, about the situation with Eri, with Overhaul, for sure it's important, for sure it's big, but I don't forget that they are still at school, normally. So, you know, classes, exams, all of that. Oh, and I didn't forget that we have Todoroki and Bakugo who are going to these classes to have the professional licenses. So we need to have something about it at some point. And I want the confirmation or not, you know, that Kami, aka Toga, is into that class or not. Like, that's something that I keep in mind, that I still worry about. Okay. I'm gonna stop this intro right now, let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which for My Hero Academia you have 4 episodes of advance, which means 2 weeks of advance. It's really a lot. With extended or full reaction part for the big episodes. Extended reaction part are already interesting. I'm not forced to cut that much to play with opacity and stuff like that. You have really the scenes like I wanted to share them with you. And it's the best way to support me, to encourage me to continue these videos, this channel. And as you understood, with my current situation, it could be really appreciated and really useful if you want. And if you can't, don't put yourself into any difficulty. Like, I think that you understood that I know what it means. So don't put yourself into difficulties. But if you want and if you can, it can be appreciated. Let's go for this episode!
衝撃の事実が発覚してから数日
Did you talk about it with your friends?
またインターンに関しては一切の口外を禁止された
Okay.
インターン組動きが切れてる外で何か掴みやがってんだ何言ってんだ
For sure you're jealous of that.
あの場にいたみんながエリちゃんの救出作戦に加わる
Meaning not Bakugo and Todoroki.
お前たちの役割は薄いと思う。アスリ、浦中、霧島。あんな話聞かされてもやめときましょうとは言きません。会議に参加させてる以上、ヒーローたちは1年生の。
Yes, they would have told you, you know, to leave.
俺らの力が少しでもその子のためになるなら、やるぜ、入れ替えと。
He proved that he can do it.
今回はあくまで。エリちゃんという子の保護が目的。それ以上は踏み込まない。
Not to go after Overhaul or none of the villains. Really, the priority to go. The priority is always to save.
だが万が一見当違いで連合にまで目的が及ぶ場合はそこまでだ。了解です。
みんながエリちゃん保護に奮い立つ。その一方で。
このままいけばあなたはヴィランと対峙し。
Oh, you're preoccupied about so many
とてもナイ
things.
トアイインターンが公害禁止になってオールマイト本人には相談できないエリちゃんのことオールマイトのことどちらも重すぎるでもあの時の僕の心はチリチリに乱れてギリギリで
Oh, Midoriya
大丈夫か
is disturbed and his guilt, you know, is really...
本当にどうしようもなくなったら言ってくれ
Oh, my dear, I love you.
友達だろ君がかけてくれた言葉さ
That's why they told him, you know, and he didn't listen, so he knows that it's important.
なんでもない話すことはできないでもありがとうイーダ君後悔だったり悲しかったり心に溜め込ん
Thank
でい
you,
た
Iida, a lot for that.
溢れてしまった
You know how much it's important to have friends.
ヒーローは泣かないいや
ヒーローも泣くときは泣くだろう
Yes.
そうあんたのビーフシチューをやろう
Oh, I love the fact that they are not forcing you to talk. They understood that you don't want to talk about it, and it's their way of saying, we're there, you're not alone, we're there.
エリちゃんの居場所を。
I understand, you know, that Dekku is impatient, but for sure it's taking a lot of time, their plan. And they can't do anything to help. They found her?
みんな来たか。
来たわ。結構日。
この短時間でよく調べ上げたもんだ。
Really?
頑張りましょう。
今度こそ絶対に。
Save you.
絶対に助ける。
Oh, the music is good.
他のインターン組も全員高血か。緑谷さん、ここんとこ様子が変だってな。
You noticed it?
緑谷だけじゃねえよ。霧島もうららかもつゆちゃんもみんな思い詰めたような顔してよ。
You know that they are working on something
だ
big.
としてもプロがついてるんだし。だよな。心配しなくても平気か。
Oh, you're worried about them. Which ones? Yes, we know that they are buying that kind of stuff for Yuri. It was you who heard that?
ここにありますよ。なんだってね。私も好きなんですよ。
You touched him on purpose. We're gonna work all together. He was sad and too silent.
あの時のことをお前は後悔し続けているだろう。
Like Dekku.
お前が踏みとどまったからこそ万全の体制を整えられた。
Yes, it was the right decision. It was a rough one, but it was the
生き
right
ていけばい
one.
いか。大切なのは次にどうするかだ。
What did you see?
わからん。
Like, did you see truly who is gonna kill him?
その過去の解釈を見方を変えることは可能だ。
And I'm pretty sure that it
知ら
changed.
せ。今度こそ必ず必ず。では行きましょう。
Who is saying that? Someone who was keeping an eye on them, or a rat, a real rat?
その中の一室に今回の目的である女児がかくまわれていることが確定した。しかし目指すにしても個性を駆使されれば捜索は難航する。
For sure they're gonna do
そ
that.
こで分かる範囲でだが8歳会の登録個性をリストアップしておいた。
Okay, I want all of their quirks.
決まったら早くして。
What did you eat today to help you?
ねえ、今朝からグラントリノの姿が見えないけど、どうしたんだろう。
スカウチが言ってる連合の件に大きな動きがあったみたいだ。
No, they are working together. We know that they are working together now.
おい。
Knowing that you would attack Overhaul's team, they asked for the League of Villains to intervene after that, you know, once all of the heroes are gonna be in. You know my theory, they need a lot of heroes at the same place.
少しでも怪しい素振りや犯行の意思が見えたらすぐ対応を頼むよ。くれぐれも気を緩めずに各員の仕事を全うしてほしい。突入開始時刻は丸8 3番とする。
Something is going on. Overall, he was not really worried about you attacking. It was almost like he planned it. Something is going on. Ne?
すいません親父。うるさくなりそうだ。
He looked like All Might a little.
速やかによろしくお願いします。しつこいな。信用されてねえのか。
They are using you, heroes. They are not really working with you. They were waiting for you.
大丈夫です
with a warrant, you know. There are nothing, these ones. I'm not worried about these ones, I'm worried about the ones with a mask. But I'm really worried also because I think that Overhaul prepared something. See out? No, I don't see it.
かすかに聞こえます。大人数が同じ方向に走ってる。想定したより早かったな。今見つかるわけにはいかない。
Okay, so you didn't prepare it for now, but you prepared something.
棒玉発散し。この力。
And bullet. Ah!
エリも音も全て運んで隠し通す。
I'm worried! Really? You know my theory about the fact that Overhaul prepared something as a big plan. He needed a lot of money for that. He just made an alliance with the League of Villains. We know that Gran Torino and All Might, they are working on the League of Villains, and the League of Villains is on a move right now, is preparing something as well. Right there, Overhaul and his group, they don't seem, you know, that scared about the fact that they are under attack, you know, like cops and heroes are coming for them, are coming for Eri. And what Overhaul said, it was almost like, we knew that moment would come, maybe it came sooner than what we thought, but still, you know, like, we knew that they would come. Which is logical, you know, because for sure, you know that that place, it's the main residence of that group. For sure, they're gonna think that Eri can be right there. So I'm worried about that, but I don't know if the big plan of Overhaul, it's that, you know, or it's something else. You know, it could be something like Overhaul knew that they would come right there, so he asked for the League of Villains to intervene to help them from outside. Like, you know, this group, Overhaul's group, is gonna be blocked inside, heroes are gonna attack them, and maybe once everyone is inside, maybe the League of Villains can come to block, in fact, cops and heroes, and with the fluid, you know, these bullets, with Eri's blood, it can be, in fact, like my theory about that big plan that Overhaul has. It's to have a lot of heroes at the same place, to erase all of their quirks, so he can attack them, hurt them, kill them, and prove to everyone that heroes are useless without their quirks, that no one is safe, the random citizen likes the big hero, because they can erase quirks just like that. That's my theory. I thought even, you know, episodes before this one, that the main plan of Overhaul, it was that to regroup a lot of heroes at the same place, to erase their quirks, so he can attack them right there. We have a lot of heroes at the same place, so it can be, you know, a mix of my theory and what is happening right now. Heroes attacking you, you're waiting inside, League of Villains intervening to block them from outside, you erase everyone's quirk and you can play with that. But what Overhaul said, it was, okay, we're gonna have them, you know, some of our guys fighting with the cops and these heroes, they're gonna make them lose time, and because of that we can escape with Eri. Well, like, do you have a labyrinth, you know, secret tunnels that you can use to escape from that place? And if truly that's what you want to do, in fact, I'm wrong with my theory. I really appreciated the first part of this episode showing that Dekku and all of the other students working, you know, with these pro heroes, they came back to school like they should, and I talked about it during the intro, they are still at school, so they came back to school, but they kept on mind the fact that Eri right now is in danger and that at any moment they can be called to help. And we saw that for Dekku it was awful, like we know, and since so long that he feels guilty about All Might's situation, All Might being weak, All Might losing his quirk, and him not being ready yet, and all of that. Now he feels also guilty for Eri, the fact that he couldn't help her, save her. Now we learned also about All Might, who is gonna die soon, about his situation. So really all of that, you know, for Dekku to feel guilty about all of that, for sure it's too much. But for sure also he can't talk about any of it with his friends. That moment with Iida and Todoroki, I loved it so much. To make that parallel with Iida when he lost, you know, his mind, his nerves, and he wanted his revenge, you know, for his brother. Dekku and Ochako tried to be there for him and he refused their help. Or maybe he didn't see that they wanted to be there for him, to support him. So right there to have Iida repeating the exact same line, and for Dekku to notice it, for Dekku to cry, to allow himself to cry in front of his friends, it was great because it shows also that the situation with Dekku is different. He knows that his friends are right there, that they want to support him, to be there for him. And even if he can't talk about it, still it doesn't mean that he has to leave all of that all alone. And Todoroki and Iida understood it, like they didn't insist, tell us what is happening inside of your mind, you know, tell us your issues. They didn't insist at all. They understood that Dekku doesn't want to talk about it, can't talk about it, and by offering him, you know, their food, it was their way to say to Dekku, hey, we are there, we're continuing to be there no matter what. It's so cool. And to see that the other ones are talking about it, you know, like even if Dekku is not there, even if Dekku is not talking about the situation in front of them, not crying in front of them, everyone noticed that something is wrong with Dekku and everyone is worried about it, also for all of the other students, and they are beginning to suspect that these ones are working on something big. But I love the fact that all of these guys are so close, you know, that they can see when someone is into a bad mood, is living something rough, and they are paying attention to it, you know, they are worried for him and they want to keep an eye on him. It's so cool. They are really friends, you know, all of them together. It's so cool. The fact that Bakugo, he noticed that all of the students who are into these work studies are evolving a lot, learn stuff, you know, on the battlefield. It's not a surprise. The fact that he's a little jealous of it, in a way, it's not a surprise. But for Bakugo, you know, right there, for sure he's mad, but he's changing a little his way of saying it. It's more like, what did you learn? Tell me, how did you learn that? Like, it's really him saying, I don't want to be left behind, I want to know what you know. And not just because he's jealous for once, but also just because he wants to know, he's curious, he doesn't want to be left behind. It's so cool. So yes, I appreciated that first part of the episode, even if it was a little rough. It was also showing that yes, it took time to see where Eri could be. It was quicker than I thought for me. They were gonna take entire weeks with a plan like that. And in fact, they had particular places in mind into all of these different cities. I thought, you know, that really they would search into the city randomly and stuff like that. No, they had particular places to check. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now and I'm gonna watch the next episode and maybe I'm gonna have all of it, you know, all of them searching for Avery, saving Avery maybe during the next episode. Or not, maybe in fact I'm gonna end my session of binge watching of today with a big cliffhanger. We will see. If you want to have my reactions and my thoughts about the 4 next episodes already, go on my Patreon for that. Okay, it's all for you and for me for this video, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Great.